Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ty with Friday's Motivational Minute. Look, I'm extending what I put on Facebook and Instagram last night, and this one's going to be on YouTube and Facebook because I really want you guys to understand what I'm talking about as far as the process versus the product. So I'm going to be looking at my notes, my personal notes, Tyrell Gibson's notes, not anybody else's. That I sat, it was like 1 in the morning, I woke up, and I was like, people really need to understand what the process versus the product is, and how different they are and how important they are. Monday, I'm going to go into what having a great process is, okay? And what exactly the process should be. But for now, I'm going to give you the ground material to the process versus the product. And it's basically this. The product is your life. The product that you're producing is your life. And you decide with your process how the product is going to turn out. So the process determines how good the product is going to turn out. Focus on the process more than the product. Because the more focused you are on the process, the stronger the process, the better the product becomes. The process takes ownership of the product, knowing nothing and no one else affects the product but the one who is in control of the process. I gotta pause there for a moment because that one's big. I gotta say that again. The process takes ownership of the product, knowing that nothing and no one else affects the product but the one who is in control of the process. There's only one person who's in control of your process. It's not your husband, it's not your boyfriend, it's not your wife, not your girlfriend, not your mother, not your father, not your kids, not anybody. The person who is in control of your process is the person that you stare in the mirror every morning. You are in control of your process. Nobody else. You. Right? So that goes into my next point. Blame nor credit can be given to anyone other than the process maker. I've heard a lot of times, I'm doing better without so-and-so in my life, or my life has improved so much without so-and-so, or my life has improved so much without this and that. Let me tell you why that's a lie. That's a lie because that person should not affect your process. They shouldn't affect the process of every day you giving 120%. They shouldn't affect the process of every day you dying on E. That's inside of you. That's here and that's here. That's you. That's not the other person. So one of the things that we have to get rid of in order to have a good process is this blame or this credit of other people towards your process affecting the product. If your product is messed up, that means your process is messed up. It's not because of anybody else in your life. It's not because of what somebody did to you. It's not because of what somebody said to you 10 years ago. It's because your process is messed up. The product is messed up because of the process. Not because of people. Not because, you were molested 10, 15, 20 years ago. Not because your father was on drugs, or, your mother was on drugs, or, your grandfather was an alcoholic or was abusive. It's not because of any of those things. It's because of the process. Now, you can't blame people for the process that they've been taught, but as you become older, you have to learn a different process and learn what works, right? Self-evaluation. I've been doing self-evaluation over the last 6 months, and I found out my process was horrible. It wasn't the person that was in my life. It wasn't my wife. It wasn't my kids. It wasn't my mother. It wasn't my father. It wasn't any of them. It wasn't any of them doing anything wrong. It was me. It was Tyrell Brandon Gibson not having a good process. It was Tyrell Brandon Gibson accepting being mediocre. It was Tyrell Brandon Gibson accepting just getting by. When you accept those things, you don't have a good product because your process isn't good. All right, keep going. Yes, things may influence or inspire or deter you mentally and emotionally, but those things, people, or feelings do not control the process. You do. And like I said, I'm going to leave you with this, because that's the most important thing. You control the process. If you want a better life, you've got to work hard. If you want a better life, you've got to die on E. If you want a better life, you've got to give 120%. If you want a better life, you've got to stop quitting. If you want a better life, all the things that we've talked about in these motivational minutes, you've got to forgive others. You've got to let stuff go. You've got to forgive like you wish to be forgiven. All these things that we talked about in these motivational minutes over the past 3-4 months, that's what you've got to do to get to a better process. Now, like I said, that's not it. And Monday, and I gotta wait till Monday. But Monday, that's when I'll give you some keys to having a great process. Thank you for rocking with me. It's been 7 minutes. I love y'all. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Remember, process over the product.